Comparing the advantages and disadvantages of scenery building is an interesting topic. Today, we're looking at a grandstand based on Boone's slot car design, Carreras model grandstand, and two types of 3D printed ones. One 3D model that you print out complete and one that you have to assemble. First is Boone's. Now this grandstand was meant to be a single row, but our customer, Rick, built his to be a double. While this is the best looking one, it does involve some patience in having to buy the building material instead of having it come in a kit. Next we have Carreras. In terms of price, this is probably the most expensive. It's not too expensive, but I wanted to point this out. My only issue with this model is the curved design. I prefer my grandstands to look square for decals, and it's also easy in terms of assembly. We'll move on to the fully assembled 3D printed grandstand. Assuming you have your 3D printer tuned, this is the easiest to assemble because it comes assembled. You can see here I have a small layer shift. If I were to sand this model down and paint it, I doubt it would be that noticeable. I did have to play around with the scale, and I should have printed this a little larger. This model looks good for not much effort, but it does use a lot of filament and errors can happen while printing. Lastly is a 3D printed model that needs assembly. Like Boone's, this was meant to be a single grandstand, but I custom made this one. Unlike Rick, Billy's measurement skills could use some work. Easy to hide with a figure though. Is it the best looking model of the bunch? No. However, if you look at costs, you might see the appeal. This doesn't use as much filament, and because there are flat pieces when printed, it's easy to avoid any printing errors. So which of these do you prefer? Let us know in the comments.